an ordinary car, the big one engages the friction brakes. If you stomp on the pedal and go past that sensor region, it does directly engage with the friction brakes. Now the blade is wider than that gap, so there is quite a lot of friction produced here. This is purely a friction fit. The fact of the matter is, this is just a friction fit. Pretty much just the friction of the motor and idler wheel. With the sprinkler head forced against its stop, now we have to overcome friction to get it to move. That would reduce pumping and frictional losses in the compressor. We can see that the entire chassis is held in by these clips that are simply friction fit to the plastic body.
The friction created prevents the mechanism from getting any faster. Now it's touching the first pad, so friction kicks in and the mechanism stabilizes in speed. But it's too heavy and there's too much friction for it to move the reproducer sideways on its own,
before seamlessly engaging the friction brakes to bring you all the way to a complete stop. Regenerative braking systems often don't actually engage the friction brakes until necessary. To start, it really just has to overcome static friction. From now on, assume a standard can in a frictionless vacuum. With the help of this pressure plate to provide a bit of friction, without relying much at all on the friction between the blades of the plug and the receptacle itself.
Either through friction with air molecules,
that it can't overcome static friction. That high peak torque can overcome the static friction and nudge it to the left, spinning urethane wheels which rubbed against flat friction plates on the bottom of the cars. And a friction brake grabs hold of the train when it's correctly aligned.